obviously got to touch on the work environment, because that one's there's a significant impact on that one, and with a lot of corporations, institutions, etc., starting to adopt more hybrid models of working in the office and working from home, particularly as there were chunks of the year where so many were forced to work from home. And again, Victoria is probably another good example of this, because we went through a much longer extended period where people had to do that, and arguably still are for the time being. We're still, I think it's until next week, I believe, that we're still under a must work from home if you can direction. What's interesting with this is the finding the ability to have that mixture. There might be people that want to come into work all the time. There might be some that want to work from home a lot of the time. There'll be some that want to do a mixture, and just finding that balance about what works operationally. And I guess that'll also depend on the nature of the work as well. A lot of work potentially could be done anywhere, and with digital tools like Teams, WebEx, and all that we were talking about before, where people can attend virtual meetings without too much issue, as long as they got their laptop, even their phone, really, if they get stuck. A lot of those things are actually quite interesting in terms of adapting to the new work environment.
Yeah, I agree. There was a lot of hysteria about I don't know, workers' claims, compensation claims in home-based injuries and whatnot, and people slacking off and all those sorts of things. I think the reality is that we haven't, at least we're not hearing a lot about these things, and I think that people who work at work will work at home, and people who don't work at work won't work at home anyway. So I don't think it's any secret. I think the new hybrid models are really positive, and I think that they offer great flexibility and potentially, where it's possible, really improve people's work-life balance. So, I'm all for it. And I think, this is one big shift we'll see from COVID, is the fact you don't need to be in the office every day of the week. And, some days it's just better to have a day a week or 2 days a week to be home and working.
And there are larger impacts to that too. So if the entire population is not descending on the CBD, you get easing of things like traffic congestion and etc. But there could also be some downsides in that companies could potentially not bring all their workers in, and they're not flooding all the coffee shops and all that sort of stuff as well. So depends on how it all plays out.
Yeah, well, I think we'll see a big shift because of that. The CBDs will change. I don't think it'll be as drastic as maybe, some of the sort of more sort of doomsday people were making out, but it will change things. But, I guess the consumer spend will shift, as it's been shown to, from the city to the suburbs. And at what rate and what the real impact is for the CBD will be another question.